I was not one of those people who grew up knowing that they were going to enter religious life and live a life of poverty and celibacy and obedience. I kind of came to it slowly, and I always thought I'd get married and have a lot of kids and live by my parents and live happily ever after that way. And it would have been a good choice for me, except when I got to Clark College, it was a college at that time, and I started to realize that the sisters that I was constantly seeing in my everyday encounters, whether it was in the cafeteria or in the food banks that I was volunteering at, or if it was in the classrooms and the dorms, one was even mayor of Dubuque at the time. They were everywhere. And they were living very generous lives, making a lot of difference in people's lives by listening, by teaching, by accepting people the way they were. And it became kind of clear to me that I needed to check out the lifestyle. I resisted very strongly at first, but by the time I left Clark, I had decided that I needed to give this a go. And so I lived for a couple years still on my own, and then I took the plunge and joined religious life. It gave me a great sense of peace. And ever since, it's been that sense of looking around and trying to see where God is leading me, see where God needs me to go with my gifts and my talents, as we are all called to do, is to give away the gifts that we've been given. And when I've been open to that, and when I pray, when I talk to my friends and my family and my sisters, I'm always led to be more loving and to continue to be generous in how I'm living. And I think that's all we are all called to do.
Yeah, I would say I was only a child. I was in elementary 4, primary 4. That would be about probably 8 years old when I first felt the call to go to religious life. I didn't understand at the time what had to be present in order to determine that, in a discernment, in order to know that this is a calling or not. But having a very encouraging family and a faith community that affirmed what I felt within me. Today, as I understand what qualities have to be present in discernment, I look for those two things. When I feel a movement towards something, I check it out, as it were, with the faith community around me to make sure that, this is not just my fantasy. So that synchronization, if you will, is what, that's where I find my joy and my peace. I say a loving family, a very encouraging religious community, my circle of friends, and but more than that is the prayer life. A daily prayer life is where I find God affirming me, loving me, encouraging me, and often challenging me, to go beyond my comfort zone. To that wonderful passage after the resurrection where Jesus appeared to the disciples by the Sea of Tiberias is one of my favorite ones, where Christ encouraged them to venture into the deep. And that's why I find in my life daily God calling me, that I've come to understand that my call to religious life is beyond things that I know, the familiar. I'll say, talk to your family, be near a community of faith that will encourage you. Say pray. Talk to women and men who have had years serving God in different forms of life in the church.